it's morning where you are, but it's morning here. And I just got my kiddos off to school and I am heading to, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. You guys don't give a fuck. I'm heading to take my dogs to daycare. I know it sounds like a really like spoiled dog thing to do, but oh shit. Sorry, it keeps beeping because Dre's sitting in my front seat and it thinks that there's a person here without a seatbelt on. Maybe I'll just do the seatbelt thingy thing. Let me just do the seatbelt. Sorry, Dre. You have to have a seatbelt on. I want you to have a seatbelt. Okay. I know the dog daycare thing sounds like a really spoiled dog thing, but really I'm just meeting my dog's pretty basic needs. Dr. Dre, did I ever tell you guys that we had his DNA done? He is half Australian Shepherd, and then the rest of it, he's mixed with German Shepherd, Rottweiler, and Chihuahua. How funny is that? Dreidel's a Chihu. That's why he's so small. I mean, he's not so small, but he's pretty small for being mixed with all those other things. Anyway, so yeah, he's a very active little guy, and he needs a lot of stimulation, both physical and mental. So I've got Hayes teaching him tricks at home, and then he gets to go to daycare about 3 days a week and run around with a ton of other dogs for at least 8 hours, and he gets his needs met that way. When I'm at home and working and stuff, I don't have the time to dedicate to him meeting his needs. So that's what it takes to have a dog. If you don't have the time to fulfill their needs, and they do have social needs, they have exercise needs. If you don't have the time to dedicate to that, then you shouldn't get a dog, or you need to basically pay money for someone else to do it. There's my justification for spending so much money on my dogs. Anyway, I thought I'd make a little update video and let you guys know that my house in Malibu burned to the ground, totally 100% to the ground. It's just a pile of rubble. It went from a beautiful Malibu dream house to a pile of rubble. I've known for about 4 or 5 days now that it's burned to the ground. But I just saw a video yesterday of my actual house, and it kind of like really hit like after seeing it burn down. But anyway, if you guys don't live in the United States, you might not know about the wildfires that are going on in California. We've had some really crazy wildfires there. One city up north, Paradise, actually the entire city basically burned to the ground. And then also down south, we've had some fires in the Thousand Oaks area in Malibu, which I recently purchased a home in Malibu over the summer and planned to move there with my 2 children. Their dad is also moving to Malibu. So yeah, we purchased this home and we're planning to move there next month. And my house burned down. And I didn't even know, like, it was hard to get information on whether your house was okay or not, because they evacuated the whole area. It was very quick and it was very, very sudden, and they've never had wildfires come this far into Malibu, and certainly not this close to the ocean. My house is located just about 5 minutes up a hill from the beach, from Zuma Beach. I was still living here, and my kid's dad was in Europe, although he had been staying at the house in Malibu because he already sold his place here in Miami. So it was hard to get information, on what was burning, because they couldn't even while it was still burning, they couldn't even let news crews in because, it's too dangerous. It's on fire, literally, and you couldn't even fly above it with a helicopter because there is zero visibility because of all the black smoke. So it was just basically following Twitter pages and getting updates from people who heard from other people. And I did know that the area behind the high school, which is my area, was one of the worst hit, as well as an area called Point Doom near the ocean. And so you just kind of hear things. And then about a couple days after the fire started, when they were still smoldering, there was some pretty good aerial video taken from a helicopter of the damage in Malibu. And so it was a 30-minute long video, and I scoured over it with a friend who knew the area well and was able to locate my house and see it. And then I took a screenshot, I zoomed in, and I could see that my house was basically a pile of rubble. So I knew by that it was that it had burned. And then I also logged on to my friend's Nextdoor app who lives in Malibu and asked if anyone knew if my address was still standing, and someone pretty promptly responded that it had burned down. Yesterday, my kid's dad flew to California to go check out the house, but they're not letting anyone drive into Malibu yet because it's still dangerous. There's power lines down, whatever, but he really wanted to get in there. He had everything he owned in that house, and he had some valuables stashed in there. And so the way that he got in was him and his friend rented a boat from Marina Del Rey and boated north to Malibu. And they had to jump out of the boat about half-mile offshore, and then they swam in with their phones and stuff in a Ziploc bag, holding it above water. They swam in, and then they hiked up to the house, basically. They actually caught a ride. Somebody had like a truck in Malibu, and they jumped in and got a ride to the house, and it was complete devastation. And so let me just show you right here some pictures of what the house looked like before the fire hits. So as you guys could see, it was a dream house, and I really was excited to live there. And here's some video of what it looks like now. So now it has a bit more of like an open floor plan. You know, it's got like a really nice contemporary sort of urban, Walking Dead, Armageddon vibe going on. And I love these raised flower beds. You can plant some vegetable gardens there. And over this way, we have a free exercise bike that comes with the house. That came with the house for free. And there's also a torched car. So yeah, there's a couple hundred homes that look like that in Malibu. If you don't know, is like a very small town. It's a very small community. Not a ton of people live there. I think only like 13,000 people live there or something. Don't quote me on that because I'm not good at quotes. But it's very small. So a couple hundred houses did burn to the ground there. So there's people like that. But there's like thousands and thousands of houses that look like that up in Northern California, which is where they actually had the worst fire. But anyway, it is what it is. I didn't have most of my stuff there. Most of my stuff is still here in Miami. It was really only my kid's dad that was storing all of his stuff there, that he lost everything, like photo albums from childhood, and like he had a lot of sports memorabilia and stuff like that. So, and all of his clothes. So that was more of a bummer for him. And obviously we were so much luckier than most of the people who lost their homes, that just lost everything and they have nowhere to go. I'm still here in Miami. I still have my house here. I'm still living in my house here. I don't really know what's happening, right? I don't really know what our plan is, but I do know that we're gonna be okay and we're gonna figure it out. And as shocking as this is, I don't know. I don't feel really upset about it. Like everyone's like, are you okay? And my friends are like checking on me and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking totally fine. I've moved so many times in the last 12 years, 14 years that I'm just not like, it's just a house. Like I'm not attached to a dwelling. Certainly one that I haven't really spent much time in yet. So we're fine. Our house burned down, and yeah, that's the update. That's basically all I have to say. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I know that we hear about these events on the news and they're really tragic, and it's always kind of weirdly fascinating to actually know someone that was affected by a natural disaster like that. And I know we don't know each other in real life, but we YouTube know each other. So I thought I would share because it would be an interesting story. So there you go. I love you guys, and I'll see you real soon.